Good evening, I'm Keisha Butts with the CTV News Update. Well, harsh criticism continues to pour in over the County Council's decision to move forward with a redistricting map proposed by Council member Derek Davis. Sharon Taylor, who chaired the 2011 Redistricting Commission, penned a letter critical of the council. In it, Taylor says the process was not open and transparent because some members of the council and county residents were not included in the vetting process. The map proposed by Davis would significantly change council districts for the next 10 years. Taylor says the fix is in and urges residents to take action.
I've talked to a few people about this, and I'm hoping that the people rise up, quite frankly. I mean, at the end of the day, if we no longer can depend on the people we elected to take care of our daily government business while we are about the business of paying taxes, paying our mortgage, getting our kids off to school and working every day, then we are really at the point of the loss of democracy. And quite frankly, we have to be afraid of that at the national level right now. Are we already looking at that at the local level? I mean, we don't have any more time to not be engaged, I'm afraid.
Taylor says the county council should move forward with the map originally put forth by the Redistricting Commission. The map, she says, was vetted by the full council and was subject to public review. The county says it's not too late for residents at Franklin Park at Greenbelt Station to seek rental assistance. As reported yesterday, more than 100 people face eviction there. The Office of Community Relations was on site for 2 days helping with rental assistance applications. Director Unisha Davis says you can still apply.
We have established an ERAP hotline, and that is 301-883-6504. That hotline is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have intake specialists standing by to assist residents who, one, need to access the application, two, need to check the status of their application, and three, just have general questions about the program.
Franklin Park at Greenbelt Station says it's paused eviction proceedings for people with pending assistance applications. In other news, should Steve Bannon, a former top aide to President Donald Trump, be held in contempt of Congress? That question was before the House of Representatives this afternoon. 2 days ago, the House committee tasked with investigating the January 6th insurrection voted unanimously to hold Bannon in contempt. That's after Bannon defied the panel's subpoena. Today, on the House floor, Democrats and Republicans went back and forth on the contempt resolution.
A legitimate legislative purpose would be issuing subpoenas to the leaders of the D.C. National Guard and Sergeant-at-Arms so that we can find out what gaps in communications and authorities that need to be filled and find solutions to ensure that this doesn't happen again. But have those been issued? No. Instead, House Democrats are continuing their witch hunt into President Trump and their political opponents that voted against the certification of the election in some states.
Take back your party. You can start today. You can start right here. You can start by holding Steve Bannon accountable for his blanket defiance of a congressional subpoena.
The State Public Service Commission orders Washington Gas to address customer service issues and proposes a civil penalty against the utility. The company must respond by the end of the week to the request originally made by the Office of People's Counsel. The OPC says it's pleased the commission acted quickly, requiring Washington Gas to propose a plan to fix poor performance.
We want Washington Gas to fix the problems and to serve customers. We want them to perform for their customers. We also think that given the long-term nature of the problems, that Washington Gas shareholders should be held responsible for the neglect of those services. And we've asked for a $1.5 million penalty be assessed for their violations of not just the commission of the merger, but also requirements under statute and under Public Service Commission regulations.
The Maryland Office of People's Counsel is an independent state agency that represents residential consumers on electric, natural gas, telecommunications, and water utility issues. The office brings consumer complaints before the Public Service Commission. Well, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The State Health Department has identified 1,069 new cases. Of those, 86 are in Prince George's County. The county's positivity rate is at 2.8%. 14 people have died of the disease since yesterday. 668 remain hospitalized. You're watching CTV News. I'm Keisha Butts. Coming up, time to roll up your sleeves for a flu vaccine. We'll hear next from health experts.
I may not be a drummer, but I don't miss a beat when it comes to my monthly self-breast examination. The Edith B. Wright Breast Cancer Foundation encourages everyone to do their monthly self-examination. Thank you.
I dream of a world that's cancer-free.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back. Don't wait, get the flu shot. That's the message coming from county health leaders. The Prince George's Health Department will offer flu shots to county residents through the end of the month. The Cheverly Health Center and the D. Leonard Dreyer Regional Health Center will provide the flu vaccine to residents weekdays from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Health leaders say the flu season is underway and it's time to get the vaccine.
Getting your flu shot is the best way to protect you from getting very sick or dying from the flu. Some people, such as older folks, young children, people with certain health conditions such as heart disease, asthma, or sickle cell disease, are at high risk of serious flu complications. Those who skip the flu shot are more vulnerable to serious illness and death, and more likely to spread the virus to others around us.
This Saturday, flu shots will be administered at the Bowie Volunteer Fire Department from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Another clinic will take place on October 30th at Wesleyan Church in Adelphi from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. WMATA is bringing in outside independent safety advisors after the recent Blue Line derailment. The advisors will focus on several issues, including hazard identification, employee training, and safety. Metro pulled more than half of its rail cars out of service earlier this week, delaying train departure times by up to 30 minutes. Commuters can expect to reduce service until Sunday. An estimated 12 million people are impacted by intimate partner violence every year. To bring awareness to domestic violence, Maryland's Moms Demand Action Chapter is hosting a virtual panel discussion tonight at 7:30 p.m. Experts from organizations such as the Prince George's County Crisis Center are participating.
I hope that people can take away, just an understanding of how, unfortunately, how common domestic violence experience is in our community, and that there is something that we all can do to change that and to become, advocates for a safer environment for everyone.
The panel starts at 7:30 p.m. You must register. Visit momsdemandaction.org and search for Maryland to view the event. We now know the name of the man who was shot and killed recently in Temple Hills. He is 44-year-old Abinadab Flowers. Investigators say he was shot and killed at the 3700 block of Branch Avenue at about 8:30 Tuesday night. Flowers was found in a parking lot suffering from gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. No word yet on a suspect or motive. Still to come on CTV News tonight, the importance of keeping plastics out of local waterways. Details after the break.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hi, we're Aide's Angels, volunteers with the Edith B. Wright Breast Cancer Foundation, encouraging you to do your monthly self-breast examinations. It doesn't really matter how you do them. You can do them in the shower, laying down, or in the mirror. Just make sure you do them. Because this is a serious matter.
I dream of a world that's cancer-free.
Thank you for staying with us. A Baltimore man who was wrongfully convicted of robbery in 1975 will receive $550,000 under a new law that standardizes how Maryland compensates exonerees. 64-year-old Leslie Vass became the second person eligible for compensation under the Walter Lomax Act. The law created a formula to calculate how much money wrongfully convicted people should receive. Vass was 17 years old when he was accused in an armed robbery and prosecuted as an adult. The only witness who identified him recanted in 1984. Vass was pardoned in 1986. Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosh does not plan to seek a third term. According to the Daily Record, Frosh called a number of key officials and supporters yesterday, informing them that he will not run in 2022. The 75-year-old was first elected to the office in 2014. His decision could add another wrinkle to an already chaotic election season. Maryland Senator Will Smith and Congressman Anthony Brown are both reportedly interested in the position. For years, many researchers thought that trash and debris discarded upstream would eventually flow into the ocean. But a new study shows that most of the plastic pollution flowing into rivers and streams of the Chesapeake Bay isn't making it to the ocean. Researchers from Penn State and Virginia Institute of Marine Science were surprised to find that much of it remains in estuary.
We found that actually over 94% of all riverine microplastics that are coming in to Chesapeake Bay are being retained and kept within the bay along its shorelines. That most of them tend to be beached along these shorelines close to where they're sourced into the rivers coming in through the tributaries, and that they tend to beach within just 2 weeks or so for the majority of particles that beach. The few that make it out onto the shelf take about a month or so. So while you might see a bottle or something floating for a long time in the bay, most of the things actually make it to the shoreline relatively quickly.
Microplastics can lead to serious health and environmental problems. Marine wildlife often mistake plastic waste for prey and can die of starvation as their stomachs fill with plastic debris. Pills in the wrong hands can lead to deadly consequences. That's why law enforcement officials are asking residents to hand over any unused pills. They're asking you to take part in National Prescription Drug Take Back Day, which is set for this Saturday. Anyone can drop off pills at county police stations, Maryland State Police barracks, or at the Athletic Republic in District Heights. Drug Take Back Day will run from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. To find a location where you can dispose of unwanted pills, visit takebackday.dea.gov. Well, let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast tonight. Partly cloudy with a low around 58. Friday and Saturday, partly sunny with daytime temps in the mid to upper 60s. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 69. And now for the community calendar. The Saturday Leadership Academy of the 100 Black Men of Prince George's is now accepting new scholars. The Academy offers many unique opportunities and experiences through mentoring. Virtual sessions will take place in the morning on the first and third Saturday of the month from November to May. The program is for youth in grades 3 to 12. For more information, send an email to info@100princegeorges.org. And that wraps up our CTV News Update. I'm Keisha Butts. Have a good night.